Welcome to Let's Talk Vancouver, and I'm your host, Erin Price Emery, and today I'm with the world famous owner of a Chicken World. Can I call you Chicken Man?
Yeah, sure, you can.
Tell me how you got started. Wait, how do I pronounce your name?
Adeel.
Adeel.
Yes.
Okay, Adeel. Tell me your story. I mean, I love your chicken. I've got introduced to myself not too long ago, and then I became obsessed with it. Yeah. And now I go there all the time, and I absolutely just love it. I mean, I love anything deep fried.
Oh.
Anything deep fried, I'm going to eat everything. Yeah.
Well, no, thank you so much, Erin, for inviting me, first of all. I really appreciate it. And how I started is, it's a long story, and how I ended up here in Vancouver is a long story as well. But we'll try to keep it short and cut it.
What are the highlights?
Yeah, the highlights is like when I remember I joined the KFC when I was 17-year-old in Pakistan, Lahore. That's where I'm from, and it just basically a new brand came, a multinational brand came to Pakistan, and I was, not me, but everybody was just so excited. So we used to go there to eat Zinger Burger, and I was like, I'm gonna try to get a job here. So one of the managers there knew my brother. Okay. So he got me in, and I was just like, I used to just blush going to work, and I was like, yay, right there. So, and then the story basically started back in, I would say, 1999, and then things just changed for me. It just changed my whole life. It was my first job, and I call it my first love.
Your first job, your first love?
Yeah. So.
At 17, deep frying at KFC.
Yep.
My first job was deep frying fish and chips at my family's restaurant, and I was 15.
Oh, wow.
Look at us.
You
we have
started
something in common
early.
already. We're both deep frying.
Yeah. Well, deep frying is good.
Yeah, I know, right? So then what happened? So then you came over...
Yes, and then basically from there I worked with KFC for a long time. I became the business manager there, and then I did my studies as well. I did Master's in Business Administration, so I could get promoted in the company. That was my whole motivation, was to not to study, but to get promoted, and just my dream was to become the country operations manager, and that did work out eventually.
Right.
And but in the meantime, I came to Canada. I applied it out of school, and I got lucky, got here. And when I got here, I still kept going back to keep my, that dream alive, that I'm gonna be working as operations manager. Okay. And I did work for another brand that I started as a country head operations. Mm-hmm. And but I think at that time I just had enough, that I just was not able to learn more things that I wanted to learn. And, and I was in Calgary, and I couldn't really, I never settled down in Calgary.
You didn't feel like that's where your place that you wanted to stay. Like, you're just like, I love Calgary, but I don't love Calgary.
And how I ended up in Vancouver, it was interesting, I think about in 2014, I believe, or around 2013, I think. Few of our, we were 5 friends got together. We went on a road trip. Okay. And we ended up coming to Whistler, Vancouver.
So you had a good time then.
Oh yeah, it was I think
Whistler.
Probably one of the best trips of my life.
Awesome.
And that did change my life in a big picture as well, because I remember as soon as we were getting into BC, and when we were in Vancouver, one morning we woke up, like one of my other friend, and we walked down in Whistler. And he said, since we are in BC, your charm is different. You're just
you have some cool sway about you.
It's just different. They are sometimes I think it really changes how places can do the magic. Yep. And I started believing it. I'm very superstitious when it comes to these small things. Oh. And but and then we planned, or I said, I'm going to open a restaurant here one day. He's like, you should open in Vancouver. Nowhere else in the world.
Yeah, it's got to be Vancouver.
And I just fell in love with this city, and the people, the landscape, and the beauty of this country is just lies in Vancouver.
Yeah, it does, right? Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That's how I ended up here.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got married. I don't remember my date. I'm so sorry. I might cut this off.
Bad husband.
She always complains. She's like, Oh, I always remind you of my anniversary. I'm like, I know your date of birth. I know my both boys' date of birth.
Oh, you have two boys?
Yeah.
Oh, cute. Okay.
And I'm like, I barely used to know my own date of birth.
Yeah, right. Once you get past a certain age, you just forget your birthdays.
There's so many things. Like I'm in a different mission every day, a different challenge, and but I believe, it was 2016. I'll take a shot on that. Yeah, 7 years ago. How was that? Yes. And anyways, so I was struggling, of course, with my finances and whatnot. And the story that really got me into it, like I was trying to get a job here with KFC as area manager.
Okay.
And it was almost done.
Okay.
Like I was almost hired, and then something happened that they did not hire me. And
I wonder why they didn't hire you. You have all this experience. I mean, you were like 17 when you were like going through this, and then you have education and.
I showed them all the certificates, and the interesting thing is, like, when they said, like, no, sorry, we cannot, like, hire you. I went to their office.
You did?
I did, with all my file and, my car, and I just went there in the morning, and I was like, why don't you hire me? I'm the best candidate you would ever have out of the people that, you're trying to hire.
Yeah.
This is my life, and they said, oh, these are different things, and the pay, I think, was one of the big things. Was like I could not survive on what they were offering.
Oh, okay.
At first, they told me that they will start with this.
Yeah.
And we did not agree on it, so I was like, okay, well then maybe it's not the.
It's for the better.
time.
It didn't work out, and sometimes when things don't work out the first time, or it's a blessing. It's like one of those things. Like thank goodness that happened, because.
100%.
Look what you did after that, right?
I believe 100% that all the doors were closed on me, but there was one, because I was so, I was pushed. I had no other choice but to do this. And I think that's that's what the destiny is. Yeah. It takes you to that one open door. You knock on the 100 doors, but there's one that is
one
open.
Door. That's true.
You just. And I think destiny just takes you, God just takes you that way, and you just don't know that how better it becomes for you. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So that was a very trigger moment of my life when I couldn't get the job that I was so confident about.
Yeah.
That this is what I've done all my life, and
then you got X. They didn't want you, so you're like, you know what? I'm going to open up my own, and I'm going to make it awesome.
That's what.
And you did.
Yes. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
What year did you open up your first restaurant?
2017, 7th May. Yeah.
Oh, so you remember that day?
I did,
right?
of course. I told you my
day.
first love, so I'm sorry.
So
I didn't mean
2017. Okay, wow. So which location was it?
It was 128 and 96th Avenue.
Okay, and how did it do? Like your first few, when you first opened, like did it go really well? Were people like?
It was challenging.
Was it the time when, because there's a lot of chicken places, right? You have a lot of, now all of a sudden all these like chicken places are coming up everywhere.
Yes.
But in 2017, was there a lot? I
mean,
mean,
there were not many. No.
Okay.
I remember, like, I saw that Popeyes opened up in Calgary and they were doing really good.
Right, yep.
And there's another interesting story of that as well. But I'll just pass on it for now, because it's maybe not the best one.
Okay.
But anyways, so I saw them, they opened up and it was just going crazy.
Right.
Like, oh, Popeyes opened up and there were lineups and all that. And I was like, I have to do it myself. Yeah. Because I know I can do it.
Of course, yeah.
And, this is something I've done all my life. This is one thing that you're good at.
Yeah.
So
were you nervous? Were you like scared because you're like, oh shoot, like I'm just gonna do this. Like I'm just gonna open up my own restaurant. I'm actually just gonna do it, because it takes a lot of, like, it's scary, being an entrepreneur. It's scary, right? Like you're just like, you have all these moving parts and people and running a business. And were you nervous?
Yes, I was. I'll tell you this quick little story on this one, how I believe things are. So I had a lot of confidence on me, and I always had this faith on me, and my wife called me the overconfident one. She would laugh about it. But I'll tell you that, my confidence was just shattered. I couldn't get the things going for me, and then something that the most important thing in my life was my faith in God. I belong to a Muslim family, and I have a very strong faith. However, I'm not a great Muslim that you would see, but yes, my faith was very, I think, a great part of this whole thing. And my first visit to Mecca, that changed my life. It happened just before my wedding as well.
Okay.
And that trip was just a life-changing event. I think everything just went from downside up.
Nice.
You know, it was upside down, but yeah, you know, the things changed for good. You know, I found the girl of my life, you know.
Okay,
And,
side note,
yeah.
where did you meet your wife? Because I love I love love stories, and because everyone has such a different story. Okay, so side note about Chicken World, but how did you meet your wife, real quick?
Yes, I was in one of events in Pakistan, Lahore, that I met her in a restaurant actually. You know, it was a mutual friends get together.
Was it a setup?
Not really. No. It was very casual, and how we ended up, it was just so funny that we used to just laugh about it. We still laugh about it, like we just used to pretend that we are seeing each other, but we were not. We were just good friends.
Oh, okay.
And you know, things went on to the next level, and you know, it just changed my whole life, and for better.
So women do, right? We make men better for you guys, right?
Of course,
we're awesome.
Women makes this world a better place to live.
Yes, we do. Yes. Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So sorry, now we're going to go back to Chicken World.
Yes.
So then you opened up your location, and then when did you open up the downtown location? That's the only one that I've been to, is your downtown on Denman.
Yeah.
It's close to my office here in Vancouver. So when did you open up that location?
No, I have to think again. On this one,
Do you know the date?
Yeah, the first love is back there.
Was it your second location, or is this your
It was
third
my
location?
third location, yes.
Oh, I
it was
see.
my third
Okay.
location.
Okay.
The second was in Newton, in Surrey. Again.
Okay, yeah.
Right by the Newton Exchange. Yeah, and this was my third one. And but this one came as a surprise as well. I believe it's I opened it in 2020 October. Yeah,
Okay.
October, I believe.
I see.
Yeah.
So you have 5 locations.
Yes, 5
Did you open up?
locations
I heard
right
you
now.
had a Victoria one. I'm from Victoria,
Yes.
so I was
Is
like,
that
he's got
right?
a Victoria location.
Yeah.
Is that one
Recently.
already open now?
Yeah, it's been opened. It was opened up on July 1st, actually. 2022.
Oh, this past one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So a few
Exciting.
months it's
Okay.
opened up, and it's doing pretty good. But when this Denman location opened up, and I was just surprised to see, like, you know, there's so much love, and people were just like, you know, looking forward to it, and I got surprised.
I'm one of those people. Like, I'm one of those people.
So I didn't know it. It was a new market for me. You know,
Yeah.
my majorly products are very spicy and different kind of flavor from Southeast Asia.
Yeah.
And Vancouver was a very, I wasn't sure how
It's going to take with the people here. You didn't know, right?
Yeah.
And now I see like so many different ones. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I've actually tried almost all the chicken places around. Even I go as far as like to try them. Like my husband, he also loves fried chicken. But yours is by far the best. Because you know
thank
what?
you
It's so
so much,
crispy
Ivy.
and flavorful.
Yeah.
And I mean, I like the spicy one. It's so good. Like, I just I love anything deep fried. I just love.
Love it.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
that's good. I thank you for the compliment.
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate
problem.
it. Yeah.
What do you do? Something like we all, like, as you know, business people or people in general, we all do something every day to kind of elevate our lives. Like every morning, I have to like wake up, go to the gym, say a seance to myself, kind of meditate, get myself ready for the day. You know, after I get my makeup done, then go to the office. You know, go to work. So for me, I like to work out and meditate and do that. But is there something that you do every day to kind of get you ready for
The day.
for your office to kill it? Like, is there something?
Something that really, you'd say, boosts me up every day?
Yeah, boost you up, yeah.
I'll tell you the truth is, like, every day I wake up, for my work, I never really need that. Every time I'm so excited about it.
Really?
It's not something that really encourages me or pushes me or have to do it. No, as I say, like, I don't got to go to work. No,
Right.
I get to go to work, and I
because
get
it's not
so
a job
happy.
for you. It's like, this is your love. This is it's not a job, right?
Yeah.
This is like you wake up and you go every day.
This is my life, and you know, I love it.
Oh.
So I don't really need a trigger to, you know, to make something happen.
Right.
But I'm just like always like hyper excited to try out new things, like how I'm like, I can create this, I can create that, and you know, so that's.
Do you have like a test kitchen? You know how some of the restaurants, there's always that one location is their test kitchen, and that's when they do all their new things that they want to test out.
Yes, at the
Which one's
96th Avenue location.
96 your test
it's
kitchen.
a bigger kitchen, so
Okay.
I usually, you know, try everything out there. It's a mess when
Oh,
I
is
work.
it?
Yeah. So yeah, no, that's where I like to spend more time there because it's more comfortable for me
Okay.
to go there.
And the space is probably bigger than the one over on Denman Street
of course,
too, right?
a lot bigger. Yes, yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing like a truck, or do you have like one of those food trucks?
No, we do not.
Are you gonna do a food truck?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I think maybe this is another avenue that I might look into in the future. But it does look attractive. But the few things are that I don't know how to manage that separate.
The separate of everything.
avenue,
Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah.
And the truck, and you have to have the driver.
You gotta have the driver, you gotta have the workers, you gotta have the
Yeah.
licenses. Yeah,
That's true.
my family actually did that. When they owned Sea Lovers Fish and Chips, they actually had a truck, and then they would go to what are those ones like the Peony when they had
all
it, and
the
they
ones,
they made a killing.
Man,
Like
yeah,
they made
I've heard
a
it,
killing.
yeah.
I mean, it was only for especially what is it 2 weeks that we have or something.
Yeah,
But yeah, they would say like
They'd
food
make
trucks.
good money.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot about it, and I've been I've been approached as well by different people that have been in this business. That you should do it. I'm like, eventually, maybe not until I'm ready for it.
Right.
Yeah. And that's what I like to have my business strategy is like you gotta grow slowly, and organic growth is the best growth.
Yeah.
If you go too fast, you just can't manage it, and it just burns it down.
Yeah.
And it's not what I want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is there any advice that you would give somebody who's starting a new business? It could be in any industry. It could be in the food industry, it could be in real estate, it could be in clothing, like a new entrepreneur starting off. What advice would you give to them? And they could be at any age too, right? They could be a kid selling lemonade or something like that.
Of course. Yes, yeah. I think have faith and do it with all your heart. Don't leave any boats. Just burn the boat. Burn the boats and go for it.
Go for it.
You can't go wrong. That's 100%.
That's right.
I believe in it.
Because you need to fail, right?
Yes.
You need to fail a few times, and then you learn, right? We all learn from our mistakes, right?
And the more knowledge that you learn doing the mistakes is basically the success.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually, that's what's gonna
what
make
it
you a
is.
success.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, question about the names of your burgers.
Yes.
So,
That's
what's up
interesting
with
one.
your names?
Yeah.
Most people have like simple names, or maybe I'm just pronouncing it. What's the story with your names?
Yeah, the Gubber burger.
Yeah, yeah. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Gubber.
Gabber.
Yes, Gubber.
Gabber.
Yes.
Okay. What's
well,
up with that
the
name?
Gubber burger is like, it just came up to my mind. Like, I wanted to just bring a new burger to my menu. And it was at the very starting of the business, right? When things were starting to go a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to have, I think, my own identity, that I come from an ethnic background, like, from Southeast Asia, from Pakistan. And this name used to, it's like a famous big bad boy character from a very famous classic Bollywood movie.
Okay.
Sholay is the name of the movie.
So he's like the mean evil guy?
Yeah.
Okay.
But his character was so funny and not funny, I would say. Like, actual character was evil, but they just made him look so funny. He was just like a big fat guy, and of course the evil.
Yeah.
And and his dialogues were so famous, are still so famous, that they were used to just mock people, and just to make fun.
Right.
Kitne aadmi the?
What's that mean?
You can try it.
What?
Kitne aadmi
Admi?
the?
Te.
So it's when the two heroes, they beat up like almost, I think, 20 people or something like that. So then they go back to their master, and then he would ask, "Kitne aadmi the?" Like, how many people were there?
Right.
They said like there were only 2 heroes. Those 2 boys beating up the whole team of these goons. And so this was a very famous and funny dialogue. So people used to just say, "Oh, kitne aadmi the?" People would just randomly say it. So I just wanted to bring where I come from to
culture too.
give that character to the food as well. As I said, like, how I play, I have a certain romantic feelings, with my food products or my menu.
Because it's the love of food, right?
The
You
love of
gotta
food,
have like
yes.
the name for something.
Yeah, and I tried to, become the guitarist and the singer at one time in my life.
Right.
And my guitar actually sits right on the wall of 96th Avenue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a very old one, almost, I think, about 15 or 16-year-old guitar.
That's sweet,
Yeah, so I put it on the wall. I found my art in the food.
Found the art in the food, right?
Yes, that's what it is.
Oh, that's so funny. Are you going to open up a location back home, or are you just like, or are you going to open somewhere else? Like,
Very soon and back home, yes, very soon.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm thinking of it, and eventually I think once the things are a little bit more settled down for me, when I have more time to give, then I'm definitely going to start in Pakistan as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Do you go there back home often? I guess. I mean,
yes.
Also COVID just happened.
Yeah. I was actually there for 6 months during COVID. I got stuck. So the first month was very tough. Like I wanted to come back, and I was so anxious. Like, oh, I need to go back. I need to go back. But was another great story in my life of my success of Chicken World.
Okay.
And that is my brother, Ave.
Okay.
You know, he stuck with me. He came from England when I started in early stages.
He left England to come to Vancouver to open up a Chicken World?
Well, to help me out. I opened it up already, but I was struggling. And so he came here and, you know, he helped me out and got me all the support that I needed. Yeah. So thank you to him as well.
Nice. Oh, that's
and,
really nice.
Yeah, so I got stuck there, and first month, as I said, was very tough. And then my dad was like, you're here now.
Yeah.
So just enjoy it. And I had the best time. I had the best COVID, I would say.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
You know, so yeah.
So do you eat chicken every day?
Yes, I eat chicken every day.
You eat chicken every day. Okay. Do you eat fried chicken every day, or do you eat peri-peri every day?
That depends. That really depends how I feel. But yes, like most of the days I would still eat the fried chicken, and I would just remove the skin.
That's the best part, is the skin.
So, you know, but at least just to make myself satisfied, like, you know, I had a little bit of it. I ate fried chicken every single day for almost 2 years, every single day, just to make sure the recipe is perfect.
Makes sense. And you're not fat. Look at you. You look great. And
no, I recently lost actually about 12 kgs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, recently in about past month.
And
this interesting thing I would definitely like to share is like intermittent fasting is the tool.
Does it actually work?
Oh my God.
I hear it
It works like a magic, I'll tell you the truth.
Okay.
I never have experienced it in the past 5-6 years since I've opened the Chicken World. I was like, I was the chicken man.
Yeah.
You know, I would have 2-3 chicken with me all the time. But recently, I was just talking to one of my friends, and he just said, like, you know, just try it randomly. He's like, just try it. It's easy. Yeah. Just don't eat for 16 to 18 hours.
And then you can eat whatever you want.
He's like, eat whatever you want. I was like, okay, that's not a bad idea. I can do that. It's interesting, but you have the same schedule every day, so your stomach is, you know, just burning it.
Well, what happens if you go to a party or if you go to a wedding or something?
Randomly, yes, for sure you can. I cheat every day still, a little bit. Yes, I do. But I go to work out.
Right.
I go to the gym and I burned, as I said, about 12 kgs in about 32 days.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm feeling amazing about it. I really
Isn't that so right? Like you work out and then you just like, or if you walk or whatever you do, it just like, you just feel so great. I mean, obviously health is super important.
That's beautiful. It's a meditation, I would say. You know, like pushing and working with anything that to make you so exhausted is, I think, human are made to do that. Yeah. If you're not doing it, you just don't get those toxics out of you. Yeah. You need to get that done.
You got to get it out.
Running, cycling, walking,
Yes,
whatever you do. Yeah. But you got to do something every single day. Yeah. That's a must.
I agree. You definitely have to. Yeah. Whether it's this or that, you definitely do.
So it's not like, you know, just to lose the body fat all the time. But it's Yes, definitely.
Oh. So you have such a great story, you know. You came from a different place and then you got turned down, right? And then you're just like the underdog and you just went up, and now look at you. You have 5 locations. I mean, that's incredible. A lot of people don't have that, and it's really incredible, like, you know. So I guess I would have my final question would be final question, maybe not my final question.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so where would be one of your favorite places to live if you can live anywhere, like in the Lower Mainland, in Vancouver? Where would you want to live?
I think I would love to live by Yaletown.
Ooh,
one day.
Okay. Why is that?
Right by the water.
I know, it's
overlooking
the best down here.
The most beautiful city in the world.
It is, right? You know,
I know. That's a dream.
Yeah.
You know?
Yaletown's great.
Yeah.
You got the water, you got the aqua bus, you got the parks, and you got all this stuff.
So many things. It just looks like a dream when I look at these places, you know, the people
Yeah.
live here. I'm like, oh my God,
You're like,
one day.
"Hey, one day."
One
Yes.
day, yeah.
Do you get out here much though, or are you always busy in the store?
No,
like,
I'm super busy all the time. That's a challenge. I wish I could come here every day. And you know, whenever I feel, especially in the summertime, I feel low in Surrey, I just come to the
and then it's like
Chicken
you're on
World
vacation,
on
right?
Denman
Yeah.
Street, and I just sit right there for 2 hours, and I feel like the best place in the world.
Yeah.
You know, right by my work,
Yeah.
right by the beach,
Right by the beach.
and yeah, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
no.
that's great.
Yeah,
Well, your
so-
story is really, really impressive. And I think that it's really going to resonate with a lot of people out there to start their own business if they're an entrepreneur and see, like, how old are you?
Oh,
Could I ask that? Like, how you can,
Yes, you can ask.
ask me too.
I
may
don't
not
tell the
you.
truth, but no, I'm 39.
You're 39?
Yeah.
Sorry, I keep touching you. Like,
That's okay. That's all right.
You're 39.
Yeah.
Holy cow, you're 39. You have 5 locations.
I'm old. I know.
You're younger than me. I'm forever 29 though.
Yeah.
Wow, okay, that's really impressive.
No, no.
One last and final question.
Yes. Is this the final one?
This one is
You can ask me for
absolutely
more, I don't mind.
final question would
Okay.
be, would you ever consider putting duck on your menu? People like duck. Like instead we have chicken, you have burgers, you have your veggie meat thing.
If she can sing and dance well. If she can sing and dance well, yes, yeah, then why not?
Yeah.
And if my wife approves.
Then you watch that. You know what? It's always down to the wife. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Does
I
your
know.
wife eat a lot of Chicken World?
Well, she does not eat much anyways, but
Yeah.
yes, she is in love with the Chicken World, and you know, she has played, I think,
A big
the
role in
best
everything,
role.
right?
And the last thing I would say, you know, the most important thing in my life, and that's maybe the advice or a suggestion or a request that I would have for the young entrepreneurs
Yes.
or the people that really wanted to have a blessed life.
Yeah.
Just take care of your parents, love them the most. And I'll tell you that, you know, I believe strongly, you know, like there's a God up there, and if somebody's yours in this
Yeah.
world is your parents.
They
take
brought you
care
into
of
this
them.
world, right?
Yeah.
They birthed you and you came out of
Yeah.
them. They brought you into life, right?
And you take care of them, you love them, talk to them every day. This is what I do. This is where I get my
that's
most
one of your keys.
important feed for my life.
Right.
And I like to thank them all the time. If they wouldn't help me with this, I wouldn't be able to do it.
Aw.
Yeah.
So important. Family is so important.
It is.
So I just want to say thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
coming aboard and having lots of fun and questions. I feel fantastic. It was great. So I just want to say thank you again, Chicken Man, because he lets me say that, so that's okay now.
Chicken Man.
Chicken Man.
There you go.
Hashtag Chicken Man.
Yeah.
So thanks for Let's Talk Vancouver. I'm your host, Erin Price Emery, and I'm with
Chicken Man.
Chicken Man.
There you go.
All right, we'll leave his description and stuff down below. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very
You're
much. Sharon.
welcome.
I appreciate it.
That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.